Okay, so I said I would come back and report what it was like to, or what I did to calm myself down having an episode. I'm still currently having it, and I'm about to take an Epsom salt bath. Typically, this is what I do. I go and find something fleecy, like this. Thank you for this blanket, Joshua, by the way. Very, very nice. I like it a lot. It's very comforting to me right now, so thank you. Um, anyway, fleece is my best friend when this happens, and I'm kind of trying not to shrug my shoulders and go like that so I can actually talk, and besides, it hurts to clench like that. Side note, I think that maybe my muscles are popping back as hard and really strangely well as they are, because sometimes I get a kind of spasm that, like, okay, if my hand is usually just like this, right? Maybe a finger will, twitch or something. But sometimes it's like it's like my fingers curling and pulling backward at the same time, so it's like this. But it's not just holding my hand in this pose, it's really holding my hand in the pose, and it feels like something is clenching my muscles for me. It's a really strange feeling, and it doesn't happen too much in my hands, but it's been happening a lot in my butt. In the Maybe I'll have a nice perky ass when I'm done. But what's frustrating about that is I'll be walking along, and then instead of my, okay, if this is my knee, and instead of bending backward, and then my thigh moving forward, I can't quite explain it, but instead of a regular stride, what happens is right in the center, right above the sciatic nerve, I think. Pardon me, my nose is itching. Um, it it clenches and then tucks my pelvis under. So if I'm carrying something, I could hurt myself or drop whatever I'm carrying. Fortunately, it is accompanied by pain first. It goes beyond Charlie horse. I can't quite explain it. But it's evidently a normal symptom, normal, of mercury detox. So I'm taking it with a grain of salt. But the thing that I wanted to really talk about specifically, that I came back on to talk about, was how I got myself calmed down, which is to go down into the garage, wrapped in fleece, and put my bare feet on the cold floor, press down hard with my toes, and then I take and like separate my toes out so that none of them are touching on the floor. And then I just press them into the floor really hard to make sure they don't touch. And then I either listen to Snow Patrol music really, really, really loud, or Miley Cyrus music really, really, really loud. I don't know why. These are the songs that get me are Chasing Cars by Snow Patrol, Run, Just Say Yes, You're All I Have. That's my personal anthem to myself these days, which is not a reflection on anyone around me, because I have a beautiful support team. Thank you, every one of you, and you all know who you are. Crap, I got emotional, and that's another thing that happens. I get emotional, and I go, oh, I'm having a lovely thought. Everything else is gone. But maybe that's just me. That may not be mercury poisoning. Anyway, so after I did the whole, I was listing the songs, and how there's something specifically about Gary Lightbody's voice and the cello. They have strings in their songs, even though they're an indie rock band. There's something about the way the bass vibrates with my energy and his voice. And yeah, okay, I like to watch him because he's an adorable nerd with a big nose, so what's not to love? He croons too. Hello. Makes me very happy. I don't even care that it's a crazy, stupid internet media crush. I don't even care. It brings me joy. Screw everything else. Anyway, so I really, 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 really like to listen to his voice, and it just soothes everything. it's I can't quite explain it. And Miley Cyrus's voice does the same exact thing. It just mellows me out. And people can tell me that, whatever, you know what, I'm not even going to go into that. I like it, end of story. Next. What my touch issues feel like. It's kind of funny because the word that I would use to describe it's two feelings that I will describe to you. If you could take this one and this one in equal parts and make an amalgam of them, that's the word that comes to me, is amalgam. If you could do that, those two feelings would be when someone is tickling you so perfectly that you can neither draw breath nor have nor muster any muscle control to fight them off. Equal parts that and the feeling you get when someone will not stop stimulating you right after you've had an orgasm. Mix those two together. The feeling of, get off of me right there, please. And I can't draw breath or fight it off. It's like my senses take over so intensely that I get a kind of reaction paralysis that is accompanied by a need to flee. And I can't. And I experience that with Jason. I experience it with all of my partners. I experience it with my friends. It used to be that I didn't experience it with certain people. And it feels like the Mercury is winning when that happens. When it happens with the sure thing people. The one person in my entire life that it has not occurred with yet is my nephew Ben. And he's a little 9-year-old Sagittarius, and we really, really get each other, you know, both being Sagittarius, and he gets my bluntness, and he has many personality traits that are like mine, which is, you know, it's kind of fun to have a little kid in the family who's like that. And I'm really glad that he gets me, and he gets everything I'm going through. I told him about it, just briefly, you know, I don't want to scare a little kid. And he doesn't have any Mercury in his head, so his parents have been very good about making sure that he got good quality feelings if he ever needed. I don't even know if he has any, but they've never... I know there's no Mercury in there anyway. Anyhow, it is nice to have that one, at least one person. And it has never been, with the people closest to me, it has never been consistently bad. It's just extremely disappointing when it does happen. So, anyhow, yeah. A helplessness and a paralysis. That's pretty much what it is. And right when I said a helplessness and a paralysis, I looked down at the timer and it said 9/11 or 911, however you want to look at it. Anyway, so I'm going to sign off because I don't